The cafeteria buzzed with the chatter of students, the smell of pizza and fries wafting through the air. Amidst the chaos, Miss Sarah Evans, a dedicated but struggling teacher, noticed a young boy sitting alone, his eyes cast downward, his lunch tray empty. Little did she know that her simple act of kindness would lead to a life-changing reward. Let's delve into this extraordinary story of compassion and unexpected generosity. Sarah Evans had always dreamt of being a teacher. Despite the challenges and low salary, she was passionate about making a difference in her students' lives. She had been teaching at Riverside Elementary for 5 years and had earned the respect and admiration of her colleagues and students. However, the financial strain was taking its toll. With student loans to pay off and her old car constantly needing repairs, Sarah often found herself scraping by until the next paycheck. One crisp autumn day, as Sarah made her way to the cafeteria for her lunch break, she noticed a young boy named Daniel sitting at a corner table. Daniel was a quiet and reserved student, often keeping to himself. What caught Sarah's attention was the fact that he had no lunch in front of him. She remembered seeing him in a similar situation the previous day, and her heart went out to him. Sarah approached Daniel with a warm smile. "Hey there, Daniel. How's your day going?" Daniel looked up, his eyes reflecting a mix of embarrassment and sadness. "It's okay, Ms. Evans. Where's your lunch?" she asked gently. Daniel hesitated before answering. I forgot it at home." Sarah could sense that there was more to the story. She knew that some of her students came from families struggling to make ends meet, and it broke her heart to see a child go hungry. "How about we get you something to eat?" she offered. "You can't focus on an empty stomach." Daniel's eyes lit up with gratitude. "Really? Thank you, Ms. Evans." Sarah led Daniel to the cafeteria line and bought him a hot meal. As they sat down to eat, she struck up a conversation, asking him about his favorite subjects and hobbies. It wasn't long before Daniel's initial shyness melted away, and he began to open up. "Do you like sports?" Sarah asked, taking a bite of her sandwich. Daniel nodded enthusiastically. "I love soccer. I play with my friends after school sometimes." "That's great. Maybe you can join the school's soccer team," Sarah suggested. Daniel's expression clouded over. "I'd love to, but my mom says we can't afford the equipment." Sarah's heart ached for him. She wished she could do more to help her students, but her own financial situation limited what she could offer. Determined to make a difference, even in small ways, she made a mental note to look into the school's resources and see if there were any programs to support students like Daniel. The next day, as Sarah entered her classroom, she noticed a folded piece of paper on her desk. Curious, she picked it up and unfolded it. The note was written in neat, careful handwriting. "Dear Ms. Evans, thank you for buying me lunch yesterday. It meant a lot to me. I wanted to tell you something, but I didn't know how. My mom lost her job a few months ago, and things have been really tough at home. Sometimes we don't have enough money for food. You're the best teacher I've ever had, and I'm really lucky to be in your class. Sincerely, Daniel." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes as she read the heartfelt letter. She had no idea the extent of Daniel's struggles, and it made her even more determined to help him. She knew that the small act of kindness she had shown him was just the beginning. Moved by the letter, Sarah decided to take action. She reached out to the school's administration and explained Daniel's situation. She asked if there were any resources available to help students in need. To her relief, the school had a discretionary fund for such cases, and they agreed to provide Daniel with lunch vouchers and assistance for sports equipment. A few days later, Sarah called Daniel's mother, Mrs. Collins, to discuss the support the school could offer. Mrs. Collins was overwhelmed with gratitude, thanking Sarah profusely for her kindness and understanding. "Thank you so much, Ms. Evans," Mrs. Collins said, her voice trembling with emotion. "You've made such a difference in our lives." "It's my pleasure," Sarah replied sincerely. "Daniel is a wonderful student, and he deserves every opportunity to succeed." The next morning, Sarah arrived at school to find another note on her desk. This one was from the school principal, Mr. Anderson. "Dear Ms. Evans, I wanted to commend you for your compassion and dedication to your students. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. You have inspired us all with your kindness, and we are fortunate to have you as part of our team. Please stop by my office after school. I have something important to discuss with you. Sincerely, Mr. Anderson." Sarah's curiosity was piqued. She wondered what the principal wanted to discuss. Throughout the day, she couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. When the final bell rang, Sarah made her way to Mr. Anderson's office. He greeted her with a warm smile and invited her to sit down. "Ms. Evans, I want to thank you for the way you handled Daniel's situation," Mr. Anderson began. Your compassion and dedication to your students are truly commendable. Thank you, Mr. Anderson, Sarah replied. I just wanted to help. Your actions have inspired us all, he continued. And I have some exciting news to share. The school district has been looking for a teacher to lead a new initiative focused on supporting students in need. After seeing the impact you've made, we've decided to offer you the position. It comes with a significant salary increase and additional resources to help you make a difference. Sarah's eyes widened in disbelief. Really? I don't know what to say. You've earned it, Ms. Evans, Mr. Anderson said. We believe you are the perfect person to lead this initiative and create positive change for our students. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Sarah accepted the position. She couldn't believe that her small act of kindness had led to such an incredible opportunity. She knew that this was her chance to make an even greater impact on the lives of her students. Over the next few weeks, Sarah worked tirelessly to develop the new program. She collaborated with social workers, counselors, and community organizations to provide comprehensive support for students facing financial and emotional challenges. The program offered everything from free meals and school supplies to mentorship and extracurricular activities. Daniel was one of the first students to benefit from the program. With the support he received, he joined the school's soccer team and flourished both academically and socially. Seeing his transformation filled Sarah with a sense of fulfillment and purpose. As the program gained momentum, it garnered attention from the local media. Reporters came to the school to interview Sarah and learn more about the initiative. Her story of compassion and dedication resonated with the community, and donations began pouring in to support the program. One day, Sarah received a call from a representative of a prominent philanthropic foundation. They had heard about the program and were impressed by the positive impact it was having on the students. Ms. Evans, we are thrilled by what you have achieved, the representative said. We would like to offer a substantial grant to expand your program and reach even more students in need. Sarah was speechless. She had never imagined that her efforts would attract such generous support. With the grant, she was able to hire additional staff, provide more resources, and extend the program to other schools in the district. As the program continued to grow, Sarah received an invitation to speak at a national education conference. She shared her story and the success of the initiative, inspiring educators from across the country to implement similar programs in their own schools. The recognition and accolades were overwhelming, but for Sarah, the true reward was seeing the difference she was making in the lives of her students. She had started with a simple act of kindness, and it had blossomed into a movement that was transforming her community. Years later, as Sarah looked back on her journey, she was filled with a deep sense of gratitude. The letter she had found on her desk that day had set in motion a series of events that changed her life and the lives of countless others. It was a testament to the power of compassion and the incredible impact that one person could make. In the end, Sarah's story was not just about a struggling teacher who bought a hungry student lunch. It was about the unexpected and extraordinary rewards that come from acts of kindness and the ripple effect they can create. It was a story of hope, resilience, and the boundless possibilities that arise when we choose to care for one another. As Sarah's program continued to flourish, it not only transformed the lives of individual students but also had a profound impact on the entire community. Families who had once felt isolated and overwhelmed found solace in the support offered by the initiative. Parents began to see their children thrive academically and emotionally, and they expressed their gratitude to Sarah in numerous ways. One day, as Sarah was leaving school, she noticed a group of parents waiting for her outside. They held a large banner that read, "Thank you, Ms. Evans, for believing in our children." Sarah was deeply touched by the gesture and approached the group with tears in her eyes. A mother named Maria stepped forward and spoke on behalf of the group. "Ms. Evans, we just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for our children. Your kindness and dedication have made such a difference. You've shown us that there is hope and that people do care." Sarah's heart swelled with emotion. "Thank you all so much. It's been an honor to help, and I'm grateful for the support of our wonderful community." The parents beamed, and Maria continued, "We know you've been struggling yourself, Ms. Evans. You've given so much to our children, and we wanted to find a way to give back to you." Curious, Sarah listened as Maria explained that the parents had come together to form a support group for the teachers at Riverside Elementary. They knew how hard the teachers worked and wanted to offer their assistance in any way they could. They also knew about Sarah's financial struggles and had pooled their resources to provide her with a gift card to a local grocery store, as well as a contribution toward her car repairs. Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes as she realized the extent of their kindness. "Thank you, everyone. This means so much to me. You've truly touched my heart." Chapter 3, An unexpected opportunity. As the weeks went by, Sarah continued to focus on developing her program and providing support to her students. One day she received a call from Mr. Anderson, the principal. He asked her to stop by his office after school for an important meeting. Sarah's mind raced with possibilities as she made her way to the principal's office. She knocked on the door and entered to find Mr. Anderson sitting at his desk, a serious expression on his face. "Ms. Evans, thank you for coming," Mr. Anderson said, gesturing for her to sit down. "I have some news that I think you'll find exciting." Sarah took a seat, her curiosity piqued. "What is it, Mr. Anderson?" Recently, the school district received a grant to fund a new educational initiative focused on supporting students facing financial and emotional challenges, Mr. Anderson explained. "Given the success of your program and your dedication to our students, the district has decided to offer you the position of program director for this initiative." Sarah's eyes widened in disbelief. "Program director? That's an incredible opportunity." Mr. Anderson nodded. "The position comes with a significant salary increase and additional resources to help you expand your program. You'll have the chance to make an even greater impact on the lives of our students." Overwhelmed with gratitude, Sarah accepted the position. She couldn't believe that her small act of kindness had led to such an incredible opportunity. She knew that this was her chance to make an even greater impact on the lives of her students. With the new role of program director, Sarah's responsibilities grew. She now oversaw the implementation of the initiative across multiple schools in the district, working closely with social workers, counselors, and community organizations to provide comprehensive support for students in need. The program offered everything from free meals and school supplies to mentorship and extracurricular activities. One of the most significant milestones was the opening of dedicated resource centers at several schools in the district. The centers provided safe and welcoming spaces for students to study, receive counseling, and participate in extracurricular activities. It was a dream come true for Sarah, who had always envisioned places where students could find the support they needed. The resource centers quickly became hubs of activity, with students flocking to them after school. Volunteers from the community offered their time and expertise, helping with everything from homework assistance to art classes. The positive energy and sense of community were palpable, and Sarah couldn't have been prouder of what they had achieved. As the program continued to grow, Sarah received countless letters and messages from former students, parents, and educators expressing their gratitude and admiration. Each note was a reminder of the profound impact her work had made. One day, Sarah received a particularly touching letter from Daniel, the student whose lunch she had bought all those years ago. Daniel had graduated from high school and was now attending college on a scholarship. His letter was filled with gratitude and hope for the future. "Dear Ms. Evans, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me and my family. Your kindness and support changed my life. I'm now studying to become a teacher just like you so I can make a difference in the lives of other kids. You showed me that one person can make a huge impact and I want to do the same. Sincerely, Daniel." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes as she read Daniel's letter. Knowing that she had inspired him to pursue a career in teaching was the greatest reward she could have ever received. As the years passed, Sarah's program continued to thrive, leaving a lasting legacy at Riverside Elementary and beyond. The ripple effect of her compassion and dedication spread far and wide, inspiring countless educators and students to believe in the power of kindness. One sunny afternoon, as Sarah walked through the halls of Riverside Elementary, she was greeted by smiles and waves from students and colleagues. The resource centers were bustling with activity, and the atmosphere was filled with hope and positivity. Sarah paused for a moment to reflect on her journey. She had started with a simple act of kindness, and it had led to something extraordinary. The support and love of her community had made it all possible, and she was grateful for every moment. As she continued her walk, she noticed a young girl sitting alone on a bench, looking lost and upset. Sarah approached her with the same warmth and compassion she had shown Daniel all those years ago. "Hi there," she said gently. "Is everything okay?" The girl looked up, tears in her eyes. "I'm just having a tough day," she admitted. Sarah sat down beside her. "I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it?" The girl nodded, and Sarah listened as she shared her worries and fears. She offered words of encouragement and comfort, reminding the girl that she was not alone. As they talked, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of déjà vu. She knew that this was just one more opportunity to make a difference, one more chance to show a student that someone cared. The girl smiled through her tears. "Thank you, Ms. Evans. I feel better now." Sarah smiled back, her heart full. "Anytime, sweetheart. Remember, we're all here for you? As Sarah continued her walk, she knew that her journey was far from over. There were still many students in need of support, and she was determined to be there for them every step of the way. As the success of Sarah's program continued to gain attention, it was only a matter of time before it reached the ears of influential figures in the education sector. One day, Sarah received an unexpected invitation to a prestigious awards ceremony honoring educators who had made significant contributions to their communities. The invitation came from the National Education Association (NEA), which was hosting its annual gala in Washington, D.C. Sarah was nominated for the Excellence in Education Award, a highly coveted recognition that came with a substantial monetary prize and additional funding for her program. Sarah was both excited and humbled by the nomination. She knew that the recognition would bring even more resources to support her students, and she was eager to continue expanding her efforts. As she prepared for the trip to Washington, D.C., Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at how far she had come. From buying lunch for a hungry student to leading a district-wide initiative, her journey had been filled with unexpected twists and turns. When the day of the awards ceremony arrived, Sarah felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She wore a simple but elegant dress, and as she entered the grand ballroom, she was greeted by the sight of fellow educators, administrators, and advocates from across the country. The ceremony was a celebration of the incredible work being done in schools and communities to support students and improve education. As the names of the award recipients were announced, Sarah felt a sense of pride in being part of such a dedicated and passionate group of individuals. Finally, it was her turn. As the presenter called her name, Sarah walked to the stage, her heart pounding with emotion. She accepted the award and the monetary prize with gratitude, knowing that it would make a significant difference in the lives of her students. In her acceptance speech, Sarah spoke about the power of kindness and the importance of believing in every student's potential. She shared the story of Daniel and how a simple act of compassion had led to a life-changing opportunity. As she finished her speech, the audience erupted in applause. Sarah felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to continue making a difference, one student at a time. With the additional funding from the award, Sarah's program continued to expand, reaching even more students in need. She was able to hire more staff, provide additional resources, and create new opportunities for her students. One day, Sarah received a call from an unexpected source. It was a representative from the Department of Education, inviting her to join a special task force focused on addressing educational disparities and supporting underserved communities. Sarah was honored by the invitation and saw it as another opportunity to make a broader impact. She accepted the position and began working with the task force to develop and implement policies that would provide more equitable access to education and resources for all students. As Sarah took on this new role, she continued to stay connected to her roots at Riverside Elementary. She made regular visits to the school, mentoring new teachers and sharing her experiences with them. She never forgot the simple act of kindness that had set her on this incredible journey.